Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this week's spelling video. Um, Only a short one this week. This week, in our spellings, we are looking at words that have prefixes sub and super. Now, if you can't remember what a prefix is, it is something that goes in front of a root word. Okay, something that goes in front of a root word. Pre meaning before. Okay, so this week we're looking at words that have sub and super at the beginning. Okay, we're going to start looking at sub this morning. Words that have sub at the beginning. The prefix sub means under or below when it gets attached to the front of the root word. Okay, so for example, in a piece of non-fiction, if you were writing, a subtitle is a smaller heading that goes underneath the main title. So it's the subtitle, it goes underneath. These 5 words are our spelling words this week that have sub at the beginning. And you can see the top one there says submerge. Well, if you submerge something, you push it under the water. So if you're in the swimming pool and you push a ball under the water, you would submerge it. Okay. Subheading is a bit like subtitle from our example earlier. If you've got the main heading, so in our newspaper last week, you had the main headline. If you wanted to have smaller headings underneath it, they would be called subheadings. So they would go underneath the main heading. Submarine, I'm sure we all know what a submarine is. Well, it's a mode of transport, something you go inside that goes under the water. So it's possible for people in the Navy, if they were submariners, people that live in a submarine, they might disappear below the surface and not come up again for months at a time. Okay, so a submarine goes below the surface. Subway, not to be confused with a fast food outlet, a subway in this case is something that goes under the ground. Now in Plymouth, up by the university, you might remember there are some what we call subways where you are able to walk safely through a small tunnel under the roundabout and under the road. Okay, there used to be lots of them in Plymouth, but there are less of them now. And in America, for example, they call their underground system, say in New York, they call that the subway system because it goes under the ground. It's a way of traveling under the ground. And the last word to do with sub this week is subordinate. Now, a subordinate is somebody who works underneath you. So, for example, I am Miss Smith's subordinate because I work for her. Okay, so it's something that someone that works below you. Okay, moving on. If we think about the prefix super, okay, it means over or above when it is attached to the front of a root word. So, for example, a superstar is someone amazing, someone doing more than the normal person would do. If we move to this week's spelling words that have super at the beginning, we have the top there, we have Superman. Okay, so you think about Superman, the comic book character, he's a man who is able to do things that are far and above what a normal man could do. If you're superhuman, you're able to do more than a normal human would be judged to be able to do. If you have a superpower, it would mean that you've got something that not many other people are able to do. Okay, you are above the normal level. Okay, if you supervise or you are a supervisor, you are watching somebody do something, so you are working above them. So if I was supervising a class of children who are writing, I would be walking around watching what they do and making sure that they do the right thing. I am working above their level. And the last word, supersede, that's a tricky word. It's not a word we use very often, but supersede means that, for example, if I asked you to do something in the classroom, and then midway through the session, I thought, things aren't going that well, I'm going to change and do something different. My new order, my new command, my new request would supersede my old one. It would go above my old one. Finally, this morning, or this afternoon even, sorry. What I want you to do, nice and simple, I want you to take 2 of the super words and 2 of the sub words and put them into sentences that fully explain their meaning. So it's no good just putting them into a sentence. You've got to be clever with your sentences today and put them into a sentence that clearly explains what the word means. If you can write those sentences down, that would be brilliant. Okay, have a good rest of the week. You'll be focusing on the super and sub words in your word searches, and there's a little game as well. And finally, a piece of handwriting. Okay, take care. See you next week. Bye-bye.